For the ancillary texts, we also gained inspiration from the real media products, such as the Kaiser Chiefs album. We liked how it was having the image with the text interwoven into it. However, we didn't want it to be entirely with it, so we had like the stencil-y kind of effect on our front cover, which we thought was a nice way to tie it in, but not entirely. We also found that they were fairly simplistic, so we didn't want to overcomplicate it. However, we felt that we really needed to convey the idea of getting lost, which needed the maze. However, we had it reflected, so it was more simple, and it was kind of the feeling of repeating graphics which we found on the Finding Young Cannibals music video. It kind of had like an energy to it, so that's something that we picked up, we wanted to use. For the poster, we found that they also had quite a lot of lack of colour. For example, the George Harrison one, it played on the fact it was being posthumous, having the black and white grainy picture, which is something that we used in a sense. Having the black and white kind of had the idea of the isolation, being alone, the idea of rock again, the little colour in the picture and the hope, and picture bringing your eyes straight towards that, which we used. We also found from the Idlewild poster that the powerful image can like really intrigue the audience into finding more about the product that's trying to be sold. So we had the image of the music video in ours. We found other things like the typical things that are needed, such as the quotes and stuff. We really wanted something that could also speak about the music as well. For example, I think it was the Killers one. It had clear like reference to like the music being timeless, and so we also used that to show that the band was like well known, and their music was good quality. We also liked how it had distinctive font, so we wanted on the album, for example, we wanted it to stand out, and that's why we chose to create the font rather than using a pre-made one. We wanted it to be quite clear and easy to read. For example, if someone's just glancing at it. So we had the bold font like Fun's album and poster. And we found that they all had a unique selling point, which we really wanted to make sure that ours stood out as well. So we used a really bleak colouring, which would probably stand out from many of the magazines' other advertising. Like the idea of the voyeurism that was created on the Oasis album, like looking through the keyhole of the door. So we created the shot being small, so it was like looking upon it, careful of the visualisation of what we were doing.